plan, so we may have to call this all in. Whoa. Oh, definitely not part of the plan. Nobody panic. Everything's on fire. This is exactly why we have Fire Station 51 here on the lot, okay? We're gonna give them a call. Hopefully we'll be... Oh! I love that shark. It gets me every time. You know what? I think we need to give that shark a hand. Yeah! Not a real hand. Don't feed a shark. Oh, we're giving that shark a round of applause because it worked perfectly.
Hey guys, hear me? Mic check, mic check.
They used during the filming of Jaws. They built a mechanical shark for that movie here in California. They named him Bruce after director Steven Spielberg's attorney, but they wanted to film on the East Coast. So they shipped Bruce across the country. They put Bruce in the water and Bruce broke almost immediately. Don't worry. They made the movie. It turned 50 last year, but they had very limited footage of the shark working it in the water. So most of that film came together post-production using elements like sound, editing, and music. So it's no surprise that the 3 Academy Awards that Jaws won were for sound, editing, and music. Music is a really great way to raise the stakes in a situation. Another way to do that is to add rain to a scene. So if you want to make something more romantic, you add rain. More dramatic, you add rain. More suspenseful, you add rain. So if we want to make this tour even better, what do we have to do? Add rain. Okay, take 2, everyone. What do we have to do? Add rain. Add rain, that's right. I'm sorry I lied. I made you do a couple things during the tour, but you all did great. You knew your lines, your cues. Don't worry, your checks are in the mail. We're going to make it rain right here, right now, using another practical effect. So keep your arms placed inside the tram, everyone. This is very high-tech stuff. We're going to be using sprinklers. There we go. The water shoots straight up into the air. Gravity does the rest. The lightning you're seeing is done with flash cubes. Those are on top of the buildings, out of frame from camera. But the thunder you're hearing would probably be added post-production. Only about 10% of what you hear in a movie or TV show is recorded while the action is happening. It's mostly just the dialogue, what the characters are saying. Everything else you hear, like door slams, footsteps, background noise, or the rumble of a flash flood, that's all going to be added post-production by a sound engineer. And speaking of flash floods, look out for 3! Oh, don't worry, car 1. I think it's coming for us, too. Don't say I didn't warn you. That was our 3rd practical effect in a row. Earthquake, Jaws, flash, no screams,
something happened.
We're going to be passing by our Jaws attraction again. And to tell us a little bit about bringing Bruce to the backlot, here's the director of Jaws, Steven Spielberg.
It was showing that no one was here. And then I had to refresh like 4 times. Then it showed your messages.
Size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on the Universal lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created. I'm done bashing the shark. Thank you, Jaws, for everything you've done for me. But I will say, consistently, the shark did work much better on the tour than it did in the Atlantic Ocean in 1974.
Bruce the Shark, great example of a practical effect, but we also have something called practical sets. Unlike a shell or a facade, a practical set is a set you can film both inside of and outside of, like a real building. And over to your right, again, that sun is right there, but there's a bunny right in front of the chicken ranch. So The Chicken Ranch is what I'm actually pointing out. That is a practical set. It was originally built inside of Soundstage 12 for the movie Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, starring Dolly Parton, but more importantly, the bunny, everyone. Over to your left, you can see the entrance to Colonial Street. We cannot go down Colonial Street today. It is prepped for production, but honestly, we hardly ever go down Colonial Street because that is one of the most popular filming locations here on the lot, because it has several practical sets and shells that make it look like a classic American suburb. So the image up on your screen is from the movie The Burbs, starring Tom Hanks, and we have a brand new TV show out on Peacock that's based on The Burbs, starring Keke Palmer, Paula Pell, and Jack Whitehall, so definitely be sure to check that out. Now, even if you've never seen either Burbs, I can still almost guarantee that everyone on the tram has seen Colonial Street at some point in their lives on screen, between movies, TV shows, commercials, and music videos, especially if you've ever watched an episode of Desperate Housewives. Colonial Street is Wisteria Lane. ABC filmed all 8 seasons of their hit show here on the Universal lot. And there are many reasons why you may want to film on Colonial Street as opposed to in a real neighborhood. And one of the most important things is you have so much more control here. You don't have to worry about neighbors mowing their lawns at inopportune times, and you don't have to worry about closing down traffic for an entire neighborhood. You only have to worry about your own picture cars. A picture car is any vehicle you see on screen. You can see a few up on your screens, parked there on Colonial Street, but as we round the corner here, look to your left and right, you can see some picture cars that are almost as famous as the actors and actresses they were seen on screen with. Many of these picture cars are from your favorite franchises. Over to your right, we can see a few cars from Back to the Future, and then coming up on your left, you can see some picture cars from the Fast and Furious franchise, but we're also passing by some prehistoric picture cars from the Flintstones. Don't worry, they didn't run solely on foot power. Whenever you saw them moving on screen, they were being pulled or towed by another vehicle. But that's my favorite thing about picture cars. They are so specific to a time period. They really help take the audience back to a completely different year. So I do have one more picture car to show you. It's around the corner here, and it's going to take us back to the year 1960. But before we head over there, if you look over to your right, some more of my favorite picture cars, of course, from Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 2000 version, starring Jim Carrey. And of course, we love How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is where we used to have our Whoville sets hanging out here, but they were made mostly out of styrofoam. They were not meant to last too long. We kept them as long as we could, but eventually we did have to retire them. But don't worry, we do have some other iconic sets still hanging out in this part of the back lot, including the Bates Motel. You can see Norman waving through the window there. And then beyond the motel, at the top of the hill, is the original Psycho house. When they filmed the movie, that house only had 2 sides. It was not a practical set. They only built what the camera would see from the bottom of the hill. And then after we started giving tours in 1964, we finished the house. But they built it in 3/4 scale so that it would look even further away on screen than it does here in front of us. That's something we call forced perspective. So even if they wanted to film inside of that building, it would be so difficult because it is built to a smaller scale. And that's one of the many reasons why we film, again, inside of a soundstage, because you need not just room for your actors and actresses, but also for all of the equipment as well. So the sound equipment, lighting equipment, and of course the camera equipment. And we know that Alfred Hitchcock, master of suspense, is also famous for appearing in his own movies. He always does a cameo. But he has very complex movies, right? The plot, you really have to pay attention to it, but people weren't when they would see it in theaters because they were waiting for his cameo, so they put it earlier in his films. And I think we may not get an Alfred Hitchcock cameo, but I think someone did move into the house because we eventually finished it after we started giving tours. So again, always keep an eye out. You never know who or what you're gonna see here on the lot. From one iconic set to the next, we are now heading into the airplane crash site from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds. We're going to be stopping here for a moment. You can get plenty of pictures, plenty of video. Just as always, please to remain seated and hold on to your belongings. We do have about 5 to 10 minutes left in the tour. We will be returning to the theme park shortly. So just one last reminder that if you need any assistance at all, reach up, pull that red cord, stay seated, and I'll be back to help you out as soon as it's safe to do so. To tell us a little bit about this production, here's director Steven Spielberg and production designer Rick Carter.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision of Steven.
When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the Worlds, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing
Have a good one, Jade.
Listen, listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? I'm closed.
What's up, Worldwide? What's up, K?
Robbie, get in. Get in.
Even with impressive sets like this one, that is a real 747. They purchased a retired aircraft, transported it here, and destroyed it for this movie. Even with sets like this, even 500 special effects shots for that movie. And of course, we love the relationship we've built with Steven Spielberg over the years. I mean, War of the Worlds isn't even a Universal movie. He made it with Paramount, and he still filmed part of it here on the lot. But another Academy Award-winning writer and director that we love collaborating with is Jordan Peele, creator of Get Out, Us, and Nope. So to take us to here he is, Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Plan, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jupiter. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that 90s movie. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? What? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live. Behind this Hollywood fantasy, gold rush front
Today's tour, just head to universalpicturesathome.com. As we pull into the unload area here, please to remain seated until the studio tour ambassadors open up the gates for you. Watch your arms and legs as they do. Take a moment to gather up all of your belongings and watch your step as you exit the tram. Again, my name is Elizabeth. If you have any questions, I'm going to be hanging out over by the digital directory. But on behalf of myself, our driver Glenn, and all of us here at Universal Studios, I hope you've enjoyed this exclusive behind-the-scenes experience. As we say here in Hollywood, that's a wrap. All right, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.
Watch yourself, get out of here.
Can you guys hear me? Jaden, can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you guys could hear me. Because I'm not sure what's happening. My chat, I'm not seeing it. So whenever you guys are typing, I won't be able to see it. It takes like a huge delay where I need to reset the chat. I don't know why, which kind of sucks. But if you guys could hear me or hear everything around me, it's perfect, right? Only problem is that I can't respond back to you guys on time. I will have to reset. every 5 seconds. I do have low battery as well. Hold on, let me reset. Okay, so you guys could hear me. See? Let me get water, and then we'll go down to the lower lot. Not yet, bro. It's not open. That ride is not open yet. I know. That's what I said. I was like, damn. So it's not open yet. Kung Fu Panda's 10 minutes. I know, bro. It does open up around summer. They didn't say exactly what day. They just said summer, so we'll see.
What? Daha bir daha mı getireceğiz oğlum? Arkadaşlarınızla gelin.
Shout out to the people from South Carolina. Much love. Yeah, it would be super cool. The Fast and the Furious roller coaster. Definitely. Nah, it's not open. I think it was just open for everybody on Monday. Damn, Mario Land is super packed. Not trying to go down there. We'll go do Panda. Even the Mummy's pack. Yo, Grady, thank you for the gift. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Can't see it. It's still loading for me. It's because I believe I have low battery too. So that's why the chat is really slow. Everything is so slow. But thank you, Grady, for the 50. Appreciate it. I missed it, bro. Yesterday, they announced that they were going to open it up. Which sucks. Let me see. Oh, it's in a high five. Thank you for the high five. Appreciate it, bro. Harry Potter. The only problem is that I gotta put away my bag. I have this bag, so it's like I have to put it away. That's only downfall that I have a bag where I have my hotspot. Oh, well, just because it's fresh in there, and it's Mario Land, everything on there is so long. Park goes class 7.
For your own safety, please do not sit on the steps.
Yeah. I know I'm lagging because of my battery. My battery's dying, so it's popping up that I'm on 15% or 5%. Oh, there it goes. Oh. They're still running tests on the Fast and the Furious Drift Ride roller coaster. Pretty cool. But I'm gonna have to end it, boys. Just because my battery's gonna fully die. It's like literally 5% or 10 or even 15. And that's what's causing it for me to lag. But I do want to say shout out to everybody that came in. Appreciate it. The Skyline R34. That'll be my favorite car. But I'm gonna have to end it though, for real, just because of that. I don't want to stream and then all of a sudden it dies. And I'm like, oh. So it's like, damn. You know? So it's like, But see you guys. I'll be back again tomorrow. Thank you for the gift, the high five. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll definitely talk more tomorrow for sure. Have a good one. See you guys. That's a nice car. Jaden. Nice. So you're into muscle cars, which is pretty cool. Thank you. Likewise, I'll see you guys tomorrow.